Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details, and I know it's been a couple weeks since I did a video. That's actually because we got a German Pinscher puppy about a little over a week ago. He's a great dog, but we are kind of in the thick of it with the early morning wake-ups. He gets up like 4:30, 5 o'clock almost every morning. He's sleeping through the night, which is fantastic. But it just creates shorter nights because we're going to bed earlier because we're getting up earlier. And then with detailing, that's been interesting, trying to figure out how to detail with him by myself at home. So if you actually have any tips on how to detail or work out of a garage with a puppy, we are in the process. He is, for the most part, crate trained. He sleeps through the night in it, is very comfortable. But I don't necessarily want to, sorry about that, I'm turning. I don't want to necessarily have to put him in a crate all day long. We have a playpen, but I found that when I was vacuuming, it was scaring him. And he would kind of have a accident on the carpet that I have for him in the garage. So we're trying to figure out some solutions. But in the meantime, I've had a lot of people ask over the last couple months, like tips on how to maintain their vehicle in the wintertime. And because I am extremely short on time, can you see me? Lately, just with the puppy and everything, I'm going to share with you guys a quick and easy way on how I maintain my graphene coated vehicle. So I'm going to get some gas. We're going to head over to the car wash and I'll share with you guys kind of what my vehicle looks like. We've had a lot of salt and snow lately, so it is absolutely covered. If a deer were to walk by, I would have a full plate for it. It is just like a solid salt lick. But I'll share with you guys some tips and what I would recommend maintaining your vehicle realistically in freezing cold or below freezing temperatures, how to maintain your ceramic coated vehicle. So I'll be right back. We're going to get some gas and we'll get this vehicle washed in a minute. So there's a super long line and I'm debating. I'm actually here at the Aqua Premier auto wash in Lancaster. It's one of my favorites to do car washes. They have a automatic soft touch and automatic non-touch, and then they have two self-serving bays and vacuums and things like that. So for those that are looking for a great non-touch automatic car wash in Lancaster, the Aqua Premier off of Centerville Road is one of my favorites. It's actually really affordable. They have like monthly memberships, but I know a lot of times detailers will tell you that you cannot use the automatic car wash if you have a ceramic coated vehicle or if you care about your vehicle whatsoever. But when you live up north and it's super cold like this, maybe you don't have access to indoor water, maybe you don't even have a garage or access to water. Realistically, these are some of the only options that you have. And so my approach to it is do what makes sense to you. Don't feel like you have to completely cripple yourself to accommodate your vehicle, but you have to have realistic expectations. If you're going through an automatic soft touch car wash, especially in wintry conditions like this, the vehicles are covered in salt, brine, rocks, etc. It's gritty to the touch. I mean, it almost sounds like sandpaper. And you've got to think those brushes are, agitating, getting all that dirt off. It might give you a better deep cleaning on your vehicle, but you're also doing a lot of damage to your clear coat. And some of you might say, I don't care about the swirls and scratches. All I care about is having a clean car. And I don't like how the non-touch kind of leaves a film behind. Well, those swirls and scratches over time are actually taking off micro shavings of your clear coat along with your UV protection. So you're actually exposing your vehicle to a lot more potential issues. It might be easier maintenance. It might give you a deeper clean, but it's going to be more costly to repair. And you're also not going to have your vehicle clear coat last as long because now you've got UV damage, potential oxidation, potential clear coat failure, because you just wanted to kind of go the easy route of using the brushes. So if you want to use the brushes, be prepared. You're probably going to have a little bit of a different maintenance routine. Maybe, biannually have a paint enhancement done to your vehicle, which is going to cost more money if you take it to a professional detailer, and also essentially is going to have to shave off more micro layers of your clear coat to kind of refine. If you were to put a swirl or scratch under a microscope, it's essentially like a valley on your clear coat, and when we are polishing, we're essentially shaving down a level of your clear coat so that we don't see that line. We have a smooth finish, so that way when you look at the reflection of your vehicle, you don't see those kind of ridges and valleys that you would essentially have with swirls and scratches. So your clear coat's going to be preserved a lot longer. Now, if you're going through the self-touch bays, obviously they have the brushes. I don't recommend them at all. Those are not maintained at all. Half the time I see them laying on the ground. People are using their tires and wheels and then scrubbing their vehicles. So if at all possible, avoid brushes on your vehicle if you are trying to maintain the clear coat and the protection that's on your vehicle. Now, the thing that you need to be aware of with the soaps at automatic car washes, they're high alkaline cleaners sometimes high acid cleaners. They're not pH neutral. They are a strong detergent that is meant to strip the dirt and whatever is on your vehicle off, sometimes touchless, but sometimes just with high pressure water alone. And they do a decent job, but if you have a standard wax, maybe a sealant that's been on there a little bit of time, especially salt and road film, on the lower panels of your vehicle, you're going to notice that a lot of your protection is going to be stripped off because the salt and all of the road film is weakened it and degraded it. Now, if you do a good contact wash, maybe a mineral spot remover, it'll kind of bring it back to life because sometimes they can get clogged and look flat, but they're actually just needing kind of a good contact wash or hard mineral spot remover so that way your protection can bounce back. So that's one way. Sometimes it can be clogged and hidden by the filth or the dirt that accumulates on our vehicles, especially in the wintertime. But the strong pH soaps that they use here to strip your vehicle of the dirt are also going to weaken your protection. If you have a wax on there, chances are one time through that finish is going to be almost to the point of 50%, if not completely removed. Sealants, let's say the average sealant is 4 to 6 months. You could probably get 2 to 3 months out of your sealant if you're going through a non-touch automatic car wash. If you have a ceramic coating, that's where you're going to still be able to have that chemical resistance. A lot of them are resistant up to about 12 on the pH scale. Once you get to like 13, 14, they're still going to be degraded, but they're going to be able to withstand it a lot better than a wax or sealant. But if you have a ceramic coating on there and you're going through an automatic non-touch car wash, you're going to be able to, one, remove a lot of that dirt off a lot easier with high pressure water alone. And you're also going to be able to have long-term protection. Now, I'm not waiting in this line for the soft touch or the touchless. Looks like the touchless is closed. We only have one self-serve bay open. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars deep on the soft touch. And since the touchless it looks like it's frozen actually. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to do the self-serve. Now, it's just me. Time is money when you're in these things. So I'm going to verbally explain to you what my process is going to be to kind of get me the results. Now, I have the luxury of being able to take it home and do a rinseless wash in my garage if there is some dirt or a road film left behind. I also have a product like this. This is McKee's 37, their graphene detail spray. And I also have several plush microfiber towels that we're going to use to dry the vehicle, use the detail spray. We're going to see what level of clean we can get with the self-serve bag. But essentially, we're not going to use the brush. We're not going to mess around with these, kind of water spot or these, soft touch pre-soaks. I'm just going to go straight to high pressure water. And then from there, we're going to use the soaps to do our tires, wheels, and also just kind of hit it with a soap, let that work for a second, hit it with our high pressure water again, and then we're going to drive home. And then from there, we're going to do a rinseless wash in our garage if we don't get it clean enough. But we can also use something like this. Now, if we were lucky enough to have the non-touch automatic car wash open, then essentially I could just go through that, let everything dry off for the majority, park in one of the bays, and then use that graphene detail spray. Because I have a graphene coating, I want to kind of stick within the same chemical family. But then we can use that graphene detail spray to finish drying the vehicle, safely dry the vehicle. That detail spray is going to add lubrication, which is going to help minimize the risk of swirls and scratches. It's also going to replenish our protection because it's been weakened by that high pH soap. So now I can replenish it, and we're also going to kind of add more gloss, shine, and slickness with the detail spray. So that is essentially my process that I would do if I were to go through a non-touch automatic car wash. The self-serve, we'll see what kind of results we can get. Let me actually get outside. I'm gonna be a weirdo. Everyone's gonna be staring at me, but I'm gonna show you guys the condition of my vehicle before. So even though my vehicle is ceramic coated, you can see the lower portions still have a lot of salt and grime that have just been caked on over the last couple weeks. The upper portions look surprisingly well. They look fantastic actually. But even on a coated vehicle, or if you have a wax or sealant, the side portions are going to get heavily blasted with all of that road grime, salt, and snow, and as it just gets caked on there. And that's what's going to cause your protection to kind of get weakened or to be completely degraded, because that dirt or contaminant is just sitting on there for an extended period of time. That's why it's really important to get it off as quickly as you can. My schedule just didn't allow it, but again, the upper portions look great. So here's our self-serve bay. You can see we have the brush over there just kind of plopped down into its tray. Got a lot of chunks of ice underneath of the vehicles. We've got a blower, and they've got numerous soaps and settings. So we'll show you a close-up look, but let's just kind of go into time lapse. I'm gonna critique this guy right here as he does his vehicle. So right off the bat, you can see this truck isn't heavily soiled. The customer must really care for it and do a decent job maintaining it. He's starting off with a high pressure rinse. This is good. He's trying to blast off a lot of the dirt, so that way when he comes in to do his wash, there's less risk of marring. But he goes straight for the foaming wash brush. He hasn't cleaned out the brush. He really hasn't done a high pressure rinse with the soap. He hasn't done kind of a pre-soak foam. He's just going straight for agitation, and actually halfway around the vehicle, he motions to me and says, "It's not working." There was no soap coming out of it, so he was just taking that extremely soiled brush that had just been plopped down on the ground and just scrubbing it all over his paint. So I felt like getting out and giving him my business card and just saying, "Hey, in case you need this for future references," but I didn't want to offend him. But at this point, he just kind of resigns and tries to do another high pressure rinse, and then he goes to the high pressure soap, does a couple rounds with that, and actually, as he's in this process, the owner of the car wash walked by and opened up the soft touch or the non-touch car wash and allowed other people to go to it. And at this point, I'm like screaming, "Come on, dude," because there were numerous cars behind me. It actually prevented me from being able to film me doing my car wash because I was on a time crunch. I was trying to be respectful of the people behind me. But essentially what I did, pulled out my mats, I did a high pressure rinse with the water, I did the high pressure soap, and then I did a high pressure rinse and pulled out. But you can see this guy's going multiple times. I don't know what more he can do, but he gets it washed. So there's a light layer of film left behind. We got the bulk of it off. So now we're gonna go ahead, use our detail spray and get everything safely dried. All right guys, it's not perfect. We're at a car wash. It's not a detail, but we got the salt off. We got everything nice and clean. We got it safely dried. And this stuff right here is absolutely amazing. Paint is super slick to the touch afterwards. You wouldn't even know that I had all that grime on there just a few minutes ago. So that's my process for washing a car in the below freezing temperatures. It's not ideal, but it'll get your vehicle clean and keep the salt off of your vehicle to help prevent rust and the degradation of your protection that's on there. But if you're wanting to know, is a ceramic coating worth it? This right here is all you need to see. 5 minutes, wash it, took me $2.50. And then from there, just a graphene detail spray and some drying towels. And we got our vehicle looking fantastic. Well, we're gonna keep moving. I got a lot of errands to finish up today, but hopefully this helps some of you guys if you're struggling with maintaining your vehicle in the wintertime. But we'll see you guys hopefully very soon. But we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.